we go. Now we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Designer Show on this lovely January 9th, 2026. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys. How's
Happy
your
New
year?
Year, everybody.
How's your year starting out? You guys keeping busy and out of trouble?
Keeping busy and out of trouble.
Good.
Renee never is. There's always a little bit of trouble that kind of follows you. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got the Linus cloud or whatever, whoever had the cloud fall. I'm just kidding.
I think that's
Um,
Schroeder. I think it's
yeah.
Schroeder.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. But cool. No, it's looking forward to a good year. Renee got to do the first Friday, last Friday. He jumped on and no
Yes.
one was there. Apparently, Renee, you didn't get the memo. So anyway, looks
Yeah,
like a
but
bunch
he,
of
Renee's always great. You give Renee a little bit of screen time and he can talk for a long time. It's great.
well, I kind of think we could all qualify for that. So
Exactly. Oh, you're right. Aaron says Aaron corrected us. It was Pigpen. Pigpen has the dirt
mm,
cloud going by him.
there you go. There you go. Anyway,
Thank you,
but
Aaron.
cool.
Somebody has to keep us on track.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome everyone. God, I had a great time on Wednesday in the Pro Academy, you guys. So if you're not part of the Pro Academy, you got to join and you got to come to the meetings because we just had great meetings all day. The first and third Wednesday, although this month it's the second and fourth Wednesday because we have a Wednesday month because of the new year. We're doing the Pro Academy live days and we do 4 sessions on each of those live days. So it's 8 sessions a month that you could join into on that Wednesday and ask questions. And God, we covered some fun things. So I'm getting my system all worked out now where I'll have all the topics listed. And I just got an announcement today that my software is going to do clickable chapters. Yay!
Congratulations.
For those of you that don't know what that means, it's a big deal because when we teach something, we do a lot of different topics. And I've always done the time coding so you know where the topic is. Now you'll be able to click on the time code. So that'll be cool. Just like you can do in YouTube or many of the other video
What
platforms.
software is it? You
It's
mean Kajabi?
I use
Oh,
Kajabi.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just had an upgrade. That's awesome. That
Yeah,
makes
well, I
it
just got
nice.
an announcement. They're working on it. It's not there quite yet, but it's made it to their top of the list. So that's a good thing. So you guys
That's
can look
awesome.
forward to that. So, but feel free check out the Pro Academy at Chief Experts. Let me share my screen here, and if you just scroll down the home page, it's right here, and there's tons of content in there, videos, templates, um, all of the recordings from the last quarter of the year. So that ends up, I forget how many it was, but I've been editing all of them. So um, very soon there'll be quite a long list of things, and I'll share that with you guys. Anyway, check it out.
That's
Um,
awesome.
I know Aaron's been there every time. Aaron, it's great having you there. So keep it up, and Mike too, and actually a bunch of guys have been.
Oh, Jeffrey, you've been in Hawaii. You are so
Way to go,
lucky to be in
Jeffrey.
Hawaii.
Yeah, way to go, dude. And yeah, congrats on all your travels. You were off in China or Japan or somewhere doing your karate competitions, or
Oh
I know
my
it's not
gosh.
karate, so you'll have to correct me on the right verbiage. But
I think
congratulations,
isn't
man.
it are you
I
doing
don't know.
Tai Chi or is it Kung Fu? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was the
Anyway,
same thing that Joel did, I think.
yeah. So
Yeah.
congratulations and keep up the good work. So, and then one more quick commercial. Be sure to check out I've still got room in our class next week. In fact, we're going to have a small class. So it's been a little bit slow start to the year, but we'll have, about 6 to 7 or 8 people in each session. And if you're looking for a small class situation, check it out. We still have room. So I'd love to have you there. We have so much fun in these live classes and share a ton of content. Anyway, so thank you for listening to me on that. And Robin has a special treat for us today. Robin, and I thank you for doing this. I know it's a lot of work. You are heavily involved with NKBA in doing their kitchen and
Yeah.
bath guidelines, which you've been doing for quite a long time, right? I mean,
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think we're just about ready to release the 5th edition of the new layout, and I've been on it for the 5th through the 5th, for 5 editions now. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really fun.
sounds like
Yeah.
it.
So yeah.
So
But I am
you
not going to. Oh, what? Go on. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead and you can share your screen and then you can
Yeah,
control the slideshow.
I'll go ahead and
I'll
do
just
that.
turn mine off.
And
And
there we go.
and you guys, if you have questions or comments
Mhm.
as Robin is presenting, please feel free to offer them. We would
Absolutely. It's easy
love to
to
hear your
like stop
feedback.
what I'm talking about and go into it. So today we're going to do the bathroom guidelines. A few weeks ago we did the kitchen.
Hmm.
And so last time we talked, I talked a lot about the fifth edition, which then I got a slap on the hands for talking about the fifth edition before it was released. So
Slap on the hand by who?
by the NKBA. So it's being released next month at the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show, IBS.
Okay.
It's yeah, I always have a
So,
hard time with the IBS thing, but
so,
whatever.
so, so
Um,
they don't appreciate you promoting their things
yeah,
that you're
talking
working
about it
on.
before it's in print. Yeah. So anyway, we're
Mm.
talking about it a little bit. The biggest difference between the fourth edition and the fifth edition is more layout. It's a little bit more easier to understand in the fifth edition. None of the guidelines have changed. So what I'm showing you today, the guidelines are all like exactly the same as they're going to be in the fifth edition. Just the layout of the book has changed. So if you have the old one, it's fine. But if you want the new one, then it will be out next month. They're releasing it at KBiz.
Cool. Cool.
So the new one's going to be released at the Kitchen and Bath show that's down in Orlando. Okay.
So this
So
is a book you'll be able to purchase at nkba.com
yes,
or
and
.org probably. Yeah.
it's really nice because it's in a binder form and it's more of a novel. I mean, more of a novel. It's written. The old ones used to be smaller, and they were like 31 for the kitchen and 25 for the bathroom, something like that. But they were too consumer ready, and we wanted to try to change them so that way they were more in depth and more in depth and more information and more at a commercial level, a more of a professional level as opposed to the consumer level. So
Okay.
it is a spiral bound book. Renee, do you have yours with you available to be able to kind of? You don't have it close by, do you? Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So anyway, you'll be able to purchase it at
Yeah.
KBiz.
So
Okay.
right now on the NKBA website, they do have the fourth edition there. So don't buy
Right.
that. Wait till the fifth edition is out,
Yeah,
then you'll
give
have the
another
whole.
month and then you can get it. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, that looks
And
like a
really,
reasonable price for all the information you're going to get.
it's a ton of information. It is crazy how much information is in it. So, especially when we get into the bathroom section, it's really covering things that are not, thank you very much, that are not just bathrooms, it's auxiliary rooms as well. So, we're really talking about things like closets, exercise spaces, laundry rooms. So, a lot more information in it. So, it's not because half the time you don't do a bathroom. You're doing a bathroom and a closet. You're doing other things. And
Yeah.
now it also covers things like steam showers and Oforo tubs and um, saunas and wet rooms and more detailed type of um, bathroom uses. So we really have upped the project, the information. So
Cool.
in both books, in doesn't matter which edition, but the book starts section 1, which deals with egress and passageway, and this is true for everything. So when we're looking at this one, we're really trying to. These are guidelines. Remember, they're guidelines. They are not the code. They are not law. They're just recommendations, right? So you
Right.
use them as they're appropriate. If you have the opportunity, put your doorways in that are 34 inches wide, which requires a 24-inch door. That's our goal, right? That's the goal. It doesn't work in old houses, it's what we have. But what we're also trying to do is make sure that we have space on either side of the door. So when we're looking at on the right hand side, and even though there's a wheelchair showing here, this is nothing different than what a person who's carrying groceries or you're moving something in. On the push side of the door, you want to have space for the door, but an additional 12 inches to the door handle side, opposite of the hinge, right? And on the pull side of the door, you want to have 24 inches so you can get out of the way of the door. This is just common sense. This is not rocket science. It's just
Right.
common sense.
Right.
The other thing we want to deal with is transitions. We really want to have floor transitions to be no more than a quarter of an inch. Obviously, I mean, that just is safety issues and makes sense on it. On the right-hand side, we're looking at where we place drawers. I mean, this could be a serious problem. A little kid will open a drawer to step on it to get into the sink, and then they fall and you can't open the door because the drawers have now blocked it.
No?
So, right, I mean, yeah, I've seen this. It's crazy. But pay attention to how you're designing. I mean, this is just good design doesn't need guidelines. Good design knows this, but sometimes we need to be reminded. Okay,
Hmm.
so um, you know, it used to be that every bathroom vanity sink was at 32 inches off the floor, which is horrible. Dan, you're what, 5'10",
Yeah.
5'11"?
I'm
Yeah, and
5'8",
you're like
5'9". I'm
bending.
shrinking. You remember, when you get older, you
I'm
shrink. So,
I'm thinking of you as a taller human. Okay.
thank you.
Um, there's no reason why we can't raise countertop heights, right? But what I want you to be aware of, and a lot of us have done this already, but some people who haven't, I don't want to talk down to anybody, but if you haven't ever done a vessel sink, the top of the sink is what you want to set your height at. So for me in my home, my vessel sink that I have in my powder room sits at 36 inches high. So that means the countertop is a lot lower, right? Um, but I did a bathroom for a couple where he was like 6'3" and she was like 5'2". It's always the combination, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's always a combination. And we set his countertop at 42 inches high. And he was actually freaking out at first about the height of it until the guy who was doing the tile work who was taller than him was so excited about it and told him how much it was going to be a wonderful opportunity to have the sink taller. So
Yep.
don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of changing things. Design for your clients.
42 seems a little high, but I guess if you're really tall, that wouldn't be.
It's really
But
nice. It's really
yeah.
nice. We don't. I would suggest for people to I wash my face every morning and every night, right? And I'm bending all the way down so I don't splash water everywhere.
Hmm.
My countertops are at 36, but if they were at 32 inches, which is standard, right, is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
original standard, um,
I thought 30
it's,
was the original standard.
yeah, 30, 32 by the time you put your countertop on it. Too
Yeah.
low, right? Way
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Also think about depth, and that's not part of I don't think I have this in the guidelines, but yeah, there's always somebody like that. Um, if you go 36 inches high, for the average person, a 24-inch deep countertop is too deep. You can't get your face to the mirror at 36 inches high. And a lot of times you have to get your face closer to the mirror. I wear contacts. Women putting on makeup need to get closer to the mirror. So you may want to consider for the average height person, if you go 36 inches high, you might not want to go 24 inches deep. You might want to only go 21 inches deep.
Yeah. For me, that's the
Um,
most comfortable. I like the 36-inch bath vanities. I
Me
think they're
too.
really
Yeah,
they're really
that's
comfortable.
and I think that's becoming more commonplace now, but
Yeah.
I do see 24-inch deep so often. In fact, that's what I have at my house. I live in a builder grade house and my
Okay.
bathroom hasn't been renovated yet. And the bathroom countertops are cabinets are 24 inches deep. So they're too deep, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, in the grooming section, so the vanity section, we're calling it the grooming and sink activity center. Make sure you're leaving clear floor space. So that's the guidelines that we're looking at is make sure that we have clear floor space in front. I mean, this is common sense things. The big things
Do
we
you
want to
have
deal
a
with is,
do you have a depth for behind, what should that space
yeah,
be
I
behind you?
think it should, well, it's a minimum of 36 inches, a minimum
Okay.
of 36 inches of depth.
Okay.
More is better, right? And especially
Yeah.
if you're dealing with somebody who has physical limitations or using a mobility aid, you might need more space for it, right?
Yep.
Mhm. When we're dealing with pedestal sinks, or and I think now the big trend is to have a vanity that looks like a cabinet that's freestanding, especially if it's freestanding looking. You want to leave a minimum of 4 inches between the edge of that cabinet or the pedestal sink and the wall.
Yeah.
And think about cleaning, think about cleaning and repainting. You know, if it's too narrow, I see people leaving an inch between spaces, and how
Yeah.
are they ever going to repaint in there? I don't even understand it.
Mm.
You know,
Skinny
this
roller.
idea on what's that?
Skinny roller.
A really skinny paintbrush.
Yeah.
On the right hand side is a vanity design. I will tell you, I've worked with many people who have physical limitations and they use um, wheelchairs or walkers where they need to sit down.
Mm.
And oops, I turned that, sorry. I tried to design like this and I have not yet had anybody say, yes, I love that design idea. To me, it seems like it makes sense, but people don't want it. Most of the time, what I end up doing is doing a floating counter with a 9-inch toe kick. So if
Mm.
you have somebody who has to sit, you want to do a minimum of a 9-inch toe kick so that way people
Yeah.
can get their feet closer so they can get closer to the counter.
Yeah. My mother-in-law has that. It's really nice.
Does she have this design idea like this, or does she just have
No,
a really tall toe
she's
kick?
got the really tall toe kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think we say a lot of a 6-inch toe kick.
Hmm.
Typically, when I'm doing work with clients who use mobility aids where they like need to sit, then I will do 9-inch toe kicks, and it seems to be nicer and more comfortable.
You bet.
Um, so think about grooming areas and work zones. So this was interesting. I had a student tell me that the designer they're working with will never use, told the client to do a double bowl, 2 sinks in a bathroom instead of doing a larger sink, a 27 or a 30-inch wide sink with 2 faucets on it. And I argued the point. I wish
Hmm.
I did a drawing of it to show you math on it. But if I have a 72-inch sink, so you guys are going to have to follow me along on this one. You
Yeah.
do a 72-inch vanity and you do 2 sinks, right? Typically, those sinks are, let's just keep the math really easy and say they're 18-inch wide sinks with an 18-inch wide space.
Yep.
That's 36 inches. That leaves you 36 inches left, right? You need to have, for comfort, between the sinks from center line to center line, a minimum of 30 inches. So
Mm.
what that ends up leaving is 18 inches here, 9 inches on this side, and 9 inches on that side. Not enough space for continual working. Now, if we take that 72-inch cabinet, we put a 30-inch, just to keep numbers easy, a 30-inch vessel, large sink with 2 faucets on it. Now I have to do the math, what I have 42 inches left. So now I have 21 inches on each side for people to put their stuff in.
Sure.
So think about it, 9, 18, 9, or 21, 30, 21, right? That's right. 42 and 30 is 72, right? You have to, doing math in my head, you have to make sure you're getting it right. So it's kind of crazy when I see 2 sinks in a bathroom with not enough space for people to put their stuff down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is an old AutoCAD file. I didn't have this in cheap. It was an old AutoCAD project that I did. But this was a bathroom that we did where the client wanted cabinets coming down on the countertop, but I
Mm.
wanted to get the mirror close to them so they could actually have, so what I wanted, well, Vicky, yeah, you know, Vicky Wooster says she can't imagine her husband and her sharing one sink. How often, you have to really ask the client this, how often are you both standing in front of the sink at the exact same time? When I'm
Yeah.
doing my makeup, I stand over the countertop and I have the sink on my side. I use my right, it's on my right hand, right? So that way I can wash my hands constantly, but I'm not standing at the sink. Um, you know,
I must
it's
be a really
really,
dirty individual because I use a sink maybe twice in my day.
okay, we're not going to go there, Renee. We love you, but just,
You wouldn't be fighting me for the sink.
I know, right? I think this is where you have to ask the client. So just follow me on this one. The cabinet on the right and the left, the drawer cabinets on the right and left are 24 inches deep. And then the uppers are 12 inches deep. So the client has like 13 inches in front of each one of these, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, they're actually 9 inches deep. I'm sorry. The wall cabinets are 9 inches deep. So what ended up happening is I pulled the center part forward. So that way in front of the sink, there's only 21 inches. So the client can get to the mirror, right? So they can get their face to the mirror. But on these side, these are deeper. And then the client has a lot of working space in front of that cabinet. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to people. So there's ways to play with deep cabinets by modifying the walls in between. Okay, so now we're going to go into guidelines of things. Is paying attention to the height of the mirrors. I have a big issue with medicine cabinets. I'm not a huge fan of medicine cabinets because bathroom faucets are starting to get taller.
Yeah.
And I cannot tell you how many times I've had a problem where the contractor didn't pay attention and put the medicine cabinet too low, and then the faucet was in the way, right?
Oops.
And so you have to be really clear. I've actually had some problems too with wall sconces where the medicine cabinet, because wall sconces now are so deep and they have so much going on them, you really have to pay attention when you're doing a medicine cabinet. So one of the guidelines really suggests that you really pay attention to the amount of space between the countertop and the bottom of a mirror or the bottom of a medicine cabinet. I mean, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
This has to do with really the reach for your client to be able to get to underneath the sink. So if we're dealing with somebody who's in a wheelchair or has a sitting issue, needs to sit like one of those walkers where they need to sit, make sure that you're leaving 21 inches of space for their legs to go underneath it, but pay attention to the height of the client, right? The other problem is that you need to pay attention to is when they're sitting down and they have the countertop in the way, what's their reach, right? How far can they go to the mirror? So we're really suggesting things like mirrors that tilt down a little bit, so that way somebody who's sitting can actually see themselves. This is also really great for kids. And then we're really encouraging specifying blocking in the walls wherever you can. So, I mean, again, not to talk down to anybody, but there's a great story that I love to share about putting blocking in the walls. So a designer friend of mine did this amazing bathroom. And about 9 months after the bathroom was done, the client called up in tears saying, we have to tear the bathroom apart because she just found out that her husband has this degenerative disease and he's going to need grab bars in the bathroom. And the designer kept saying, I don't understand what your issues are. And she says, we have to tear the tile out because we have to put blocking in the wall. And she said, we put the blocking in already. It's already there. So all we're going to do is you and I are going to go pick out grab bars. And my contractor was nice enough to say, we'll come over and install them for nothing. So the client paid, she was really kind. She gave cost. She sold the grab bars at cost. The contractor came over and installed them. The client has recommended this woman all over the world. She is like the best designer ever because she knew how to design. So just like Erin was saying, you must put blocking in. I've had clients say, oh, don't put that in. I don't want to spend more money, right? It's just a silly thing to cut expenses. And Jeffrey, I absolutely agree with you. Can you put that back on, what Jeffrey just said?
You bet. Oops.
Everybody, the guidelines are based on the average person. Who the heck is the average person? Really, if you have a client, I did a project one time with a guy who didn't have a leg. And I had to ask him, he had a prosthetic leg. And I had to do the primary bathroom. I had to do a shower. And I'm like, where do you put your leg when you go to get into the shower? Do you take it in the shower with you? I don't know. I've never experienced this, right? So you have to ask the client and be aware of your client and ask the question, like, what are their specific needs? Just like Jeffrey said that he needs your mom, or his client needs 29 inches underneath it. Bigger people, you have to ask, right?
Let's see. Oh, we're getting a lot of
That's
comments.
really funny.
Does a Matterport. That's a good idea. Uh, yeah. And
Oh, that's super funny. Just send the money.
oh,
That's the best answer.
yeah,
That's the best answer.
Doug. Hey, Doug.
So one of the things that I do, this is an example of a presentation that I do with my clients when I'm in the initial design phase. So I do an elevation and then I start showing them all the accessories that we can immediately put in because this is important, right? We need to think about how the client is going to store things, how they're going to use that bathroom. So I show them all the options that are available to them and what we're going to put in. And yes, I tell them I'm going to spend more of your money, but your bathroom is going to be more accessible. And that's one of the guidelines that we're trying to make sure that people are paying attention to. Just don't put cabinets in. Show the client how they can store every single thing that they have. You know, I tell my students at the college that the a bathroom or a kitchen is just a set of tools, and everything should have a place. Every item that the client has in their bathroom should have a place. So when they're in there, they can open it up, find it. I always describe it as the plumber's truck. I swear to God, plumbers have the most organized trucks in the world, right? They're always meticulous, right? Everything, they know exactly where everything is. And that's the way we should be designing bathrooms and kitchens.
Hmm.
Um,
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, we do it with kitchens too, so why not with the bathrooms? So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Erin, I don't grab bars. The discussion on grab bars, I teach a lot. I teach at a college, right? And a lot of my students are young, like right out of high school. And I relate to it as, have you ever worked out hard enough? You've done leg day and you sit on the toilet and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get back up because my legs hurt so bad. Grab bars are great for everybody. Or
Yeah.
if you have a hangover and you still have to go to work in the morning and you're in the shower and
Or if
grab
you
bars are
tear
great.
your meniscus, Robin.
Exactly, which is what I just did.
Yes. Oh,
It's
ouch.
getting better though.
Good.
Okay, so toiletry center. So we need to think about, did you know that toileting is actually a word? It's the
No,
toileting center. Yes,
I'll be
welcome to
darned.
that. I know, who knew? You come here, you learn something new every day.
That's right.
Um, I think one of the biggest problems with toilets today is they're all designed for universal design. Um, so especially for people who are shorter, most toilets are too tall. So I'm going to plug something in there. Is I'm going to plug a Toto toilets, which are my favorite toilets. I know it's
Mhm.
weird, but I have a favorite toilet. They actually have a thin seat. So it's not for the washlet, but if you're just using a standard toilet and you need it to be a little lower, they have a slimline seat, which lowers the seat height of the toilet.
Hmm.
It's really hard nowadays to find a toilet that's not really tall. But remember that although code says a toilet has to be 15 inches from 15 inches on center from a fixed wall or a cabinet, that's code, right? So 30 inches wide for a toilet, 15 inches on center. The NKBA recommends 18 inches at a minimum, right? 18
I
inches
agree.
centered, so 36 inches wide. No, it's
Yeah, I
definitely
agree
great.
with that. Yeah.
And the NKBA is actually recommending 1.28 gallon flush toilets, and they really do work, no matter what some people say. The low flow toilets really do work. Um,
Yes, they do.
yes. So then, when we're dealing with accessibility issues, you want to leave additional space on the sides. So typically, I've always left 54 inches of total width. So if I have the toilet on 18 inches on center, I've left a minimum of 54. The NKBA has upped these numbers to 60 to 67.
Hmm.
I think
Well,
it's a little excessive,
yeah.
but here's where the number flies in, depending upon the client's size of their wheelchair, right, or their mobility aid. If you're working with a client who is a bigger person and has a wider um, wheelchair or accessory, mobility is mobility aid, you need more space. But if you have a client who has a narrow, I mean, I've worked with clients who use those little racing wheelchairs and they're very narrow. So you don't need as much width, but you really have to take the client into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
So since we're dealing with, this is the average, the guidelines say 60 to 67 inches of width. So with the toilet being 18 inches on center, the balance to either the right or the left based on, now, if you're doing a renovation, you have the toilet where it is. But if you were doing new construction, I did a project for a client of mine who was quadriplegic. He still had some use of his hands, but he was considered a quadriplegic, even though there was still some use of his upper body. And we did a new home construction, and we put the toilet on the side where he was able to use his strong arm, right? So he was able to use, so we were able to place it differently. So, and we also designed it, his whole house, so that way his strong arm was on the right side. So when he left his bed, he was always had his strongest arm on the right-hand side, which is, so he was able to lift himself out of bed and lift himself onto the toilet. So we were able to really design the house appropriately. But again, this goes into the situation of every client is different. Just because these are guidelines, don't think one size fits all. If you're dealing with somebody who has mobility issues, you need to address the elephant in the room, like asking the client, how do they get in a shower when they only have one leg? Where does that prosthetic go? You need to know these questions, right?
Yeah.
On the right-hand side really talks about grab bars and where you should be placing them. So we can have this accessible. I don't know, can you make this accessible to people to be able to download this, Dan?
I mean, I can check. Hang on.
Okay.
You keep talking. I'll look.
If we can make that accessible, then this gives you, or by the guidelines in another month. I don't make any money off of them, trust me. So it's not a sales pitch for me. If you're going to leave this just gives you a better example of it. If you're going to do a toilet room, pay attention to it. And then obviously have the door swing out or have a pocket door in there if you're doing a toilet room. Bathing and showering areas. If we're creating showers, we really want the threshold to be no taller than 5 inches. The NKBA is really recommending 0 to 3 inch thresholds. Keep the threshold as low as possible. I seem to be doing 2-inch high thresholds nowadays, keeping them as low as possible if I'm not doing a zero clearance. Pay attention to contrast. The color of the shower pan should be at a high contrast to the floor of the bathroom. Great example, I tore my meniscus because I was walking downstairs and I missed the last step because they were all the same color. So really pay attention. And I obviously wasn't paying attention. Anyway, create a high contrast between the shower floor and the floor of the bathroom. Shower sizes have changed. Code says that a shower has to be a minimum of 30 by 30. NKBA recommends a minimum of 36 by 36. For a 2-person shower, they're recommending a minimum of 48 by 48 or 60 by 42 for a 2-person shower. It's a little bit bigger than what I've experienced, but again, this goes back to what is the size of your clients, what are the sizes of your clients and how do they use the shower? And I know this is a little personal, but if you're designing someone's bathroom, you have to know if the client says, we want a 2-person shower, you have to ask, are you taking showers at separate times to get ready for work? Or are you taking showers to get together, right, at the same time? And I always tell my clients this, if my husband and I are taking a shower like this, I am under the water. So if we're doing 2 shower heads because of this reason, the shower heads are closer together. But if we're taking showers most of the time to get ready at the same time.
Is he trying to drown you? Is he trying to drown you?
I want to stay warm. I'm staying under the water, okay?
I agree.
Okay. I misunderstood. Sorry.
Yeah, I put a dual shower head.
I know you.
Um,
Now I'm totally embarrassed. Go ahead, Dan. What were you
uh,
saying?
it's all right. Nobody gives a crap, so don't worry.
No, it's okay.
I did a.
Yeah, but-
I bought a dual shower head off of Amazon. If I can find it. Yeah, it's right here. Let me share my screen quick. And I love it. It's where'd my screen share go? Here it is. No, I gotta take
Do I have
you
to stop
on.
sharing? No.
There we
Okay.
go. So yeah, it's Buna
Oh, that's a
tandem
weird
shower.
looking one.
It's chrome and black. They have different colors. You put it up, hook the hose up, got 2 shower heads. Wonderful.
Nice.
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, love it. Use my
And that's working off of one valve.
yes.
That's
So
working off of one valve.
you lose a little bit of pressure when you turn it on, but not much. It's not significant. So
So I don't know what the code. California probably has the same code as we have, that you can only have one valve that puts out. You can
oh,
only
right.
use 1.28 2 gallons of water per minute. Is that what it is
I'm not
Yeah,
per
sure.
valve?
unless someone buries by accident some extra valve that never gets caught in the permit process.
Right.
Well, how would that ever
Yes.
happen?
So in Oregon and in Washington, there's 8 states in the union where you can't have a car wash shower. You
Okay.
can't have everything going on at the same time. We have water restrictions.
But something like
Um,
I'm showing you you stay within that limit, even though you end up
no,
with 2 shower heads.
it does not. No, it does not, because the valve puts out water. It's
Right.
the shower. It's the shower
Shower
head,
head.
or that's what controls the amount of water coming out.
Oh, all right.
No, he's
Yes.
saying the same
So-
thing. He's saying the water pressure drops down because it's within that allowable range.
Oh, because that's coming out of one
Yeah.
section.
Come on,
But
one
if you
shower
had
head.
if you had body sprays, you would have water coming out. It's
Well, that'd
you
be
doing
different.
different diverters.
We
Yeah.
don't have that, and we don't have they put those little water saver washers in. We don't have that, so um, I don't know. Whatever, it works great. I don't count how
Well,
much water, but I get it.
yeah.
So
So
If-
here's
anyway,
the
you have to put
sizes.
keep moving, Robin. You got more
You have to
slides.
put a
coming.
Yes.
room divider. You have to put a room divider in your shower, and then you can have another valve on the other side.
There you go.
There you go. So if we're doing accessibility showers, here's the sizes that we're recommending. These are actually these sizes haven't really changed at all, but do pay attention that if you have the option to do a new shower, we are recommending a 72 by 72 inch shower for its turning radius, and for minor interior alterations, 60-inch turning radius. ADA says a 60-inch turning radius, so the NKBA has really upped that number. Some of them have become a little excessive. Again, remember, these are guidelines, not code requirements.
Yeah.
Um,
What are the guidelines on a water closet room without being handicapped? How wide and how long would be a minimum?
For a water closet room, code is 30 by 60. NKBA recommends 36 by 66.
Okay. That's about what I
NKBA
like to
recommends
do.
36 by 66. Code is 30 by 60. Okay.
Boy, I still think 42 would be my minimum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's 30 by 30 by 60. You feel like you're in an outhouse almost. I mean, it's tiny. It's
Yeah.
really narrow. This is accessories. So here we're looking at, this is a bathroom. This is a rendering image. Don't look too close, Renee. There are some errors in it. But this is a shower that I did build, and we put towels, accessories close to the shower, thinking about where robe hooks are going to be, making options, make it accessible for your client. And then in the toilet room, we have a niche here for toilet paper, feminine hygiene products, all of that accessible to the toilet, right? Also think about the location of the valve, so the client can open this door up and turn the water on for the shower head without getting wet. For the other, the handheld shower, the valve was actually on this wall down here, so the client could open the door, turn the water on to get that valve turning on. so if you have a seat in a shower, we do have code recommended spaces, a minimum of 15 inches deep, 17 to 19 inches tall for a seat. The code issue that you do need to remember is that you still have to leave floor space clear of 30 by 30. Okay, you still have to have 30 by 30 floor space, so your seat cannot, if it's a built-in seat, it cannot infringe in that 30 by 30 inch diameter. But think about the seating situation. How is the client using it? If this was a steam shower, a 15-inch deep seat is not relaxing enough. You might want it 18 inches or 21 inches deep, especially if the client is going to lay down. So think about the depth of that seat based on the client's use, okay? If you are doing in a furrow tub, and so I hope everybody knows what a furrow tub, these are Japanese bathing tubs. They're typically 42 inches deep. So you do have to have steps going up. The third step for this is behind the tub, and you do have to have handrails going up to it. That is a code requirement, and it is a guideline recommendation. Also consider the secondary grab bar for getting in and out of these spaces. Steam showers, the Tile Council of America does not say that you actually have to have a sloped ceiling for a steam shower, but I do a lot of steam showers. If you don't do that, the thing you have to remember is that as the steam rises and it hits the tile on the ceiling, it's going to condense and then become rain, right? But it's still really hot water. So it is strongly recommended to have a ceiling slope, and to have the ceiling slope to be 1 inch per foot. So that's a pretty steep slope. So that way when the water gets up there, it will drain and go against the wall where the client isn't sitting. You don't want the slope going over the seat to where it's going to drip on the client. And I just realized that there's an error on this, that the arrow should be pointing the other direction. So doesn't the slope go down? Doesn't the arrow for the slope go down, not up? Which way does the arrow go?
Either way the arrow is, I can tell which way that it slopes, so it doesn't matter to me. But I think typically on a floor plan, they typically point toward the ridge.
They point towards the ridge. Okay, so that is correct.
Yeah.
Think about the location of the steam nozzle, so that way it's not pointing, so that way it's not in a situation where the client is going to get burnt from the steam coming out. This is my favorite. Renee has this little, you have this model for this little transom window above the door. And he actually set this. So this is a drawing that I submitted for construction, and we ended up having to make a change on it because they can't make the transom above. So a transom window for a steam shower, the glass has to go all the way up to the ceiling. They can't make the transom any wider than 30 inches. And Renee has made it so that way that you've made the model so you can't make it bigger than 30, correct? We talked about that a long time ago.
I don't remember.
I think you did. We talked about this. So Renee created a model that a library item that you could. It's one of your symbols that you have that you guys can access and download it. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. It does slope downward. That's what I thought. Anyway, you have to have a transom window so that way if you're taking a regular shower, you're not getting steamed out, right? So when you're taking a steam shower, you want all the steam to stay in. When you're taking a regular shower, you would open that. Just to show you guys, I did this tile everywhere. This tile's $400 a square foot. Just brag about that. Really beautiful tile. It's really cool. It's beautiful.
How much a square foot?
400 a square foot. And the client said, I love it. And when she said, I love the tile, where are we going to put it? And I said, on this whole wall. So over the vanity, we have like, I don't know, $34,000 in tile in this bathroom. It's crazy. Super fun. Yeah, not my bathroom either. I tell my students this. take their money. They'll go get more. Okay, right?
Okay.
If they want it, right? You're not going to tell your client no.
Right.
Okay, grab bars. So this is for a client of mine that we're currently in construction. And where are we putting grab bars? So we have blocking everywhere, and we actually have designed grab bars along this wall. This is a shower head, which I'll show you a picture. It's actually a grab bar. It's a grab bar with a handheld shower attached to it, as opposed to a shower rod, you know, to hold it. It's actually a grab bar. And really think about this of location of where the grab bars are going to be. So that way, I actually will, when I'm trying to design location and grab bars, I'll actually go to my shower and pretend I can't use one of my legs, and where's my grab bars going to be and what size they're going to be.
Hmm.
So this
Good
shows
idea.
you location. Yeah, it works out really well, of where we need to think about where grab bars go. Here's sizes and locations. Typically, we're putting grab bars at the bottom around 33 to 36 inches off the floor. Again, that depends upon who your client is. This is that handheld shower. This is a bathroom that I just finished. And this is actually a grab bar. The brand that I use all the time is Jacklow. Jacklow has, I don't know, like 40 different finishes, and they have a lot of different styles of grab bars with these handles. And then I usually use Jacklow shower heads because they have the most amount of flexibility and the lowest water use, and they're amazing grab bars. Again, I don't make money off of them. I'm just sharing companies that I recommend. So anyway, this is a grab bar. It's not just a shower bar. So if I'm ever doing a handheld shower, I always use a grab bar here. And you have to order it with this handle on it. You can't have that handle added later because this whole thing is welded together. It's one piece. Freestanding tubs. We really strongly recommend 8 inches behind the tub, which takes up a lot of space, right? So we're recommending 12 inches on each side by 30 inches so you can get behind the tub to actually clean behind it. Another, what are called semi-freestanding tubs, and there's a lot of companies that have these tubs that they look like a freestanding tub, but again, they sit flat to the wall. They're less expensive because now I can have the water coming out of the wall as opposed to doing that, the valve that attaches to the floor and comes up. And there you go. That's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. That's it. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Nice job, Robin. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Robin,
My
you
Appreciate
got
pleasure.
that
11
information.
minutes. You got 11 minutes to talk now.
Well, I figure there'll be questions. Yeah, you do have to pay attention to the grab bar is not going to intersect with your door swings, right?
Robin, up where you are, do you have to do a second drain for a curbless shower?
No, but we have to do, it is crazy the amount of waterproofing you have to do. The whole floor has to be waterproof now. The entire bathroom floor has to be waterproofed, right? And you have to run the waterproofing up higher. I actually have one of my plumbers really doesn't like doing curbless showers. I haven't experienced any problems with them. I haven't had clients complain about it, but I have some plumbers who said they won't do them. And let's be very clear. Do you have to do a curbless shower on a second floor bathroom? I mean, if somebody's in a wheelchair, they're probably not on the second floor unless you have an elevator in there, right?
Yeah.
Just because they don't want to step over it.
Yeah, right. But that's where you can get those 2-inch thresholds. You know, one of the shower pans that I use a lot, and I love them, is a company called MTI. MTI, they make all of their tubs are made in Georgia, and they make a beautiful shower pan that's only 2 inches high. I highly recommend them. So do you guys have to?
They make us do two drains here.
You have to do 2 drains.
Yeah, because if the first drain overflows, their argument is that nothing's keeping it from then flooding the house.
Well, that totally makes sense. That makes sense. And you do have to clean them. You know, especially if you have a linear drain, you have to clean the drain out. It's kind of gross, but you do have to clean it.
But if your main line plugs up, then you're screwed anyway. So doesn't really
That's
matter.
true.
Yeah.
You know, I think that becomes the issue. Like, that's like the extreme case, and that's just like the problem of outlets on an island. You know, because there was one or two issues. Now there's these codes that are making our lives miserable.
It's always
Right.
one kid messing up the fun for the rest of us.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Actually, I did research on that code, the outlet on the island code on the sides, and I think honestly there were 18 kids from like 1998, something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it was some ridiculous amount of a ridiculous tiny amount of kids who got injured. Yes, Keith, Dan, can you put these in the chat? I can't add anything to the chat,
Oh,
but I
okay.
recommend Jaclo, Jaclo, for shower heads and grab bars. I recommend MTI. I think it's just MTI whirlpools or MTI tubs. I recommend their tubs. Their website is great, but I really love their shower pans. And here's a little secret with MTI. If you go to their search and you type in lead, they will show you the lead time for all of their products. And it's amazing. Like, you can get a custom shower pan in 2 weeks. It is amazing.
That is
The
amazing.
other one, all linear drains have hair catches in them. That's nothing new for Delta. All of them have it. They have to. And then the other one that I recommend is Jaclo MTI. What was the other one that I said? Oh, Toto toilets, but everybody knows Toto. But at Toto, I recommend that thin line seat if you need a toilet that is a little bit lower than a stand. You know, you can't put a washlet in there. When it comes to a curbless shower, I'm doing both. Sometimes I slope front, I make like a ramp, like a speed bump at the threshold, and then slope down if I can't get into the floor joist. But if I can cut the floor joist down, then I will do my grab bar, my curbless shower cut down.
Sure.
So it just depends.
Yeah. Cool.
It depends on how much money the
most,
client has.
most of the projects I've done, we recess it. So
Yeah. The framers don't love you for it, but you know, they do it.
but it is what it is. And if it's
Here's
concrete,
an interesting one.
that's
How
easy
many
one.
of you have put heated floors in the shower and on the bench? I have done that twice. The client wanted heated floors in the shower and heated floors on the bench. I just think that's, you know, again, if they want it, you put it
That would
in.
make me go poop in the shower.
Thank you for sharing.
I don't like those heat seaters in cars, man. You got to pull over.
That's so funny.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
some trigger up here that's just like, oh, all right.
We'd hit a new high.
I did post a link below the video here, handout for the bath presentation.
Oh, thank you.
On the presentation page. We'll get all those other links. If you could send me those, I'll post them when we post the video. So check that out. You might not see that link if you haven't refreshed the page you're watching us on. So
got it. You know, I do want to say, Vicki, I agree with you. Vicki said she used to recess the floor, but now she's using the low threshold shower pans. They are simpler. You get the shower becomes less expensive because you're not having to tile it. Easier for the client to clean. Shower pans are higher quality nowadays. And especially the MTI ones. And I don't make any money off of these companies, but I do
quit saying that. We already know that. Jeez.
I love MTI tubs because they actually have a finish that they put on it that's like a stone finish, and it's really wonderful and it's easy to clean. And I love the low threshold shower pans, and my contractor loves it because they go in, they get in and they can tile then right away. And Michael, no chandeliers over the tub, of course. The code requirement for that is if you're from the top of the tub.
Wait, hold on, Robin. Let's test you. Dan,
What?
can you do something for me? Let's show my utility. Can you go to rabbitdesign.net?
Oh, sure. While you're doing that, let me explain the code requirement for the tubs, for the chandeliers. From the top of a tub, no part of the chandelier can be within 7 feet of the top of the tub. That means if you have a crystal hanging, that crystal cannot be within that 7 feet. But basically, just don't do a chandelier of a tub. What a stupid idea.
Couldn't just put it on a GFI
That's
and
just-
call it good?
Dan, go to the menu
Yeah.
at the top
Yeah.
and scroll down a little bit. Scroll down and go to code lookup, bottom left corner there. And there's a chat bot and a restrictive search. The chat bot's on the right-hand side. And just scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
and
that one.
ask it about that chandelier over tub.
It's just going to say no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read that.
And then
so
take that NEC article 410,
Mm-hmm.
and in the search engine on the left, put in article 410.
Oops. Okay.
This is a utility that's on my site, and people don't know about it. I mean, this is how I look up code. I got a search
cool.
engine on one side, I got a bot on the other.
That's nice.
You can kind of go back and forth and figure this stuff out.
It's a little
That's
bot
really
that you put
great.
together. It's from the tub's edge to avoid water. Should be specially designed to withstand moisture.
So Robin would argue with the height requirements.
Yeah, look, it says 8 feet.
What does
above
it
the
say?
tub
Oh, it
roof.
is 8 feet. I'm going to,
Yeah,
so it
you
is
could
8
argue
feet.
with it.
Yeah.
You could say, hey, what's supposed to be the minimum?
Yeah.
I think that's supposed to be it's the 8 feet.
That
No,
would make
it's
more
not just
sense.
California. Oh, no, this isn't California code, is it?
No,
Your
this is international code. Actually, it'll reference any code if you tell it to.
got
It
it.
even tells you to do that. Always check your local codes.
Yeah,
Yep.
the search engine will reference IRC, CBC.
Cool. Well
So
done,
I
Renee.
do want, it's really fabulous. I do want to say something about lighting in showers. I think as we're moving in more into LED lighting, right? As long as the transformer isn't within the shower, we're able to use LED lighting in a shower. So Schluter actually has a niche that has lighting in it, right? But the transformer for it is in the switch outside of the tub. So, I think chandeliers are going to change, like decorative light fixtures are going to change as we move more towards LED lighting, right? So it's just something to think about it. Yeah, just tell them it's illegal. It's against the law. You can't
They
do
could
it.
Put one there, just don't hook it up to electrical.
You'd have to put in, you can put a surface mount fixture in there ahead of time. But here's the thing that I had an attorney tell me one time. If it's code and you advise them something to do something later, you can be held liable for it.
Yeah.
So if
Be careful.
the client wants to do it, I wouldn't even tell them. I would say it's illegal. This is what we can do. And I wouldn't be involved with selling them the product to put in later. I wouldn't have my name anywhere involved in it, any of my one-on-one relationship with it. Hi, sweetie. My grandson is here.
Oh, hello there.
So I would protect myself as much as possible. If your client wants to do something that is illegal, see you later. Bye. That is illegal, I would never have my name anywhere near it because you can still be held liable for it.
Yep, exactly. Anyway,
Yes.
I think we're out of time. Well done, Robin.
That was wonderful. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so
Can you say
much.
hi to my friends? Say
Hi.
hi.
Oops. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
and we lost her.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
to
that
be
was you.
square.
That was your fault.
Yeah,
Guys, I got
know.
a jet. I got workers working on my house. I got to go talk to them.
All right, Renee. We'll see
Great.
you later, man.
Thank you,
Thanks for
everybody.
everything.
Have a great day, you guys.
Yes, you too, Robin.
Take
See
care.
you later, buddy.
Bye.
All right, guys, be good. Bye now.
Bye.